Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and whew man, well, looks like this thoughts video right about now has been a long time coming right about now, and yeah, I guess it's safe to say that I think it's about time that we go ahead and talk about this one. So yeah, I guess I know definitely last week I really was incredibly busy with, of course, that double feature I experienced last week with, of course, Boss Baby 2 and The Forever Purge, but hey, I guess for the case of this thoughts video over here, but now I think it's about time that we go ahead and condense ourselves back into, of course, just seeing one movie as normal. So yeah, and of course for today's thoughts video over here, but now it's been a long time coming, but we finally made it to this point right about now, and trust me when I say I am super relieved to actually get right on to, of course, talking about this one. So yeah, and of course, what better way to, of course, officially talk about this one is to, of course, return to, of course, a pretty much a familiar universe of movies that I'm quite familiar with, that finally got released with, of course, with, of course, this movie that finally got released to, of course, kickstart this brand new phase that we're currently in right about now. So yeah, I think it's about time that we dive ourselves back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe right about now, and yeah, I guess it's actually no big surprise that pretty much like a lot like everyone else, I always look forward to a brand new movie in the MCU by far. So yeah, and of course, believe it or not, Phase 4 right about now has, of course, been on a massive roll since earlier this year, for sure. So yeah, with, of course, the shows that we're getting on Disney Plus, such as of course WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and just very recently Loki right about now, and yeah. Trust me when I say, once I actually finish up watching that show, I am going to be giving out a thoughts video on that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. So since we're having a massive role right about now on, of course, watching some of the MCU shows on Disney Plus, I think it's about time that we revert back to, of course, the main territory for, of course, when it comes to the MCU, and that being, of course, their movies. So yeah, and thankfully it has been a long time coming, and I've been super pumped to actually see this movie pretty much since the very beginning for sure, and yeah, it's finally here right about now, and I'm officially ready to talk about it. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video over here, but now I think it's about time that we step away from, of course, pretty much the shows on, of course, on Disney Plus in regards to, of course, the MCU, and refer back to, of course, their movies, which, of course, what made this whole cinematic universe more recognizable when you really think about it, and yeah. And yeah, it has been a long time coming, but thankfully, we do have the movie to, of course, kickstart pretty much the movie side of Phase 4 of the MCU right about now, and yeah, trust me when I say there's going to be a whole lot of these MCU movies that are going to be coming out this year, pretty much 4 this year that are coming out right about now. So yeah, we just pretty much upgraded from about 1 to 2 MCU movies each year to, of course, 3 that usually come out each year to now 4. So yeah, quite a bit of a surprise that we've actually upgraded to, of course, this level right about now, and yeah, I think it's gonna be quite hard to actually go through all of them individually once they actually come out, but hey, trust me when I say I think it's definitely gonna be well worth it for sure to actually talk about these for sure. So yeah, and of course for the case of this movie, I think I was originally going to see it with one of my friends that I've actually known, but she sadly canceled at the last minute again, which is quite a bit of a bummer. So I pretty much went solo for this one, but hey, regardless on that bit of bad news, I still think the wait was actually well worth it. So yeah, to officially kickstart the movie side of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're going to be talking about the latest installment that has finally been released after quite a long time, and especially through massive amount of delays for sure, known only as Black Widow. So yeah. I guess if anything, I've been super pumped to actually see Black Widow for quite a long time now, and yeah, after so much time has passed, and especially through some massive delays that we actually got because of the pandemic, the movie is finally out right about now, and I am absolutely thrilled to, of course, hear that. So yeah. I think it's pretty much what I can say on that, and hey, now that the movie is out, I'm officially ready to give out my thoughts on it, so yeah. Alright, and just to give a little background history on, of course, on how I felt about Black Widow as a character for sure in regards to anything related to the MCU, I think Black Widow is such an incredible character in the MCU right about now. Probably on one of my favorites by far. So yeah, I just really love on how badass she is. I really love on how dynamic she is, and she actually does have some really great interactions with, of course, the main Avengers all throughout the course of each of these movies, like, of course, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, and that's just to name a few. So yeah, and of course, on top of all that, pretty much the actress who actually played Black Widow herself, Scarlett Johansson, she did an incredible job in, of course, making that character incredibly likable by far. So yeah, I guess if anything, I really do admire Black Widow as a character, and she has really got a whole lot of development and some really great reaction, pretty much some great interactions all throughout the course of the MCU. So yeah, and I guess it's actually no big surprise that in light of all of that, a lot of people have been wanting to see her in her own movie now because of the incredible interactions that she had with the main Avengers. So yeah, and of course I'm not ashamed to admit it, I do think there is some possibility for, of course, a Black Widow movie by far. You can actually make something all the more incredible and actually make it all the more engaging. So yeah, I was actually really excited to actually see what will be going down for, of course, the upcoming Black Widow movie once it actually comes out, and I can tell, based on what I saw in the trailers, it does look like they are going in a really interesting direction with, of course, this character by far. So yeah, I guess if anything, I am super pumped to actually see this movie when it eventually comes out. And of course, it was originally set to come out last year, but apparently COVID-19 gave us other plans right about now, and yeah, this movie has been delayed for quite some time now because of all of this. So yeah, I guess it's actually no big surprise on that front, and quite a bit of a shock to say the least. But hey, thankfully, the wait is finally over, and the movie is finally out right about now. So yeah, and of course, like I said, I was originally going to see this movie with, of course, one of my friends that really wanted to see it with me, but apparently she canceled that pretty much at the last minute because of what's going on in her end, and yeah, I am a bit bummed on that front right about now, because I was all saying good to go and officially ready to, of course, to officially go down to the movie theater and actually see it with her, but unfortunately that sadly never happened, and I was sad for sure. But thankfully we did manage to, of course, come up with a backup plan for sure, and thankfully, I decided to hit up Crowd City Cinemas over in Cortland once again because they were having a 3 o'clock showing of course, the Haga movie. So yeah, I of course decided to rush on over there to actually see this movie anyways because yeah, I didn't want to miss out on of course the incredibleness on what this movie would actually give us. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say on that. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have to say on, of course, that front. And yeah, thankfully with, of course, yeah, despite of course, that massive setback that I had, that I mentioned earlier, I managed to push that aside and actually got myself into the movie theater just in the nick of time for the show to start. So yeah, and so yeah, quite literally, by the time I got there, I was a bit of in a rush to actually get right on to, of course, seeing this movie because, yeah, I do recall when I actually walked in, there was like tons of other people that actually showed up that are super excited to actually see the new Fast and Furious movie, and yeah, as much as I would love to see that one, I don't think it's actually in my agenda to actually see this one. So yeah, for any of you guys that wanted me to see the new Fast and Furious movie, well, sorry to break it to you, that sadly never happened, nor will it ever will to be honest. So yeah, I do indeed apologize for, of course, what I had to say on that, but yeah, and thankfully, right at the moment I got in, pretty much I purchased my ticket as well as, of course, my popcorn and water at the exact same time because, yeah, apparently the movie theater owners knew that I was in a rush to actually get right into, of course, seeing this movie. And yeah, thankfully I managed to get everything just in time because the moment I actually walked in, it's already showtime right about now, and of course the show immediately started right at the minute when I actually sat down in my seat. So yeah, that was yeah, I actually made it there in a bit of a nick of time. So yeah, regardless on that, I did manage to, of course, see the movie all the way through, and now that I've officially seen it, was it well worth it? Well, I guess to answer that question, I think I will have to say absolutely. I think the wait was actually well worth it by far, especially waiting a whole 2 goddamn years just to finally see this movie for sure. And I guess my overall thoughts on, of course, this movie, I think it's, well, good. Not great, just good, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think it's actually one of the best I've actually seen by far, as this movie is actually far different than what I was originally hoping for, but hey, regardless on that, I still think it's a pretty good movie nevertheless. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that front. It's not great by all means, but I do think it's pretty good. Alright. So yeah, now that I've got the short version out of the way, as well as, of course, pretty much the massive explanation beforehand, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about in order to establish why I actually really like this movie. First of all is, of course, well, I guess it's pretty common for, of course, any movie in the MCU, which is, of course, the story. And yeah, not going into too much spoilers, to be honest. In fact, I think I know the last thing I need to do is give out spoilers in, of course, this movie, but I will have to say, for, of course, the story for this movie, I do think it's actually a pretty good one, nevertheless. I think it actually pretty much, I think it didn't want to go for a simple origin story for, of course, Black Widow. No, it actually wanted to continue on with, of course, a main plot point during one part of the MCU, where, of course, yeah, just pretty much that one plot point in the MCU, particularly in one of the films in Phase 3, but I won't tell you which one, to be honest, But at the same time, it actually mix it in with, of course, making it fresh and stylish to help establish, of course, well, it's pretty much Black Widow's own solo movie, to be honest, and yeah, I think I will have to say, I think it's actually a really well-crafted story for sure. Though, granted, I think maybe some parts of it I just kind of felt might have dragged on for a bit, or maybe it might have been too boring, to be honest, but hey, regardless on that, the rest of the story I have to say for, of course, this movie, I do think it's actually pretty well crafted, and like I said, it could have been done much better, but I still think it's actually pretty well done for sure, so yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that, and it delivered on that massively well, so yeah, and of course, not only that, I also find the film's writing, to be honest, to also be crafted pretty good. Like I said, there could maybe some parts of it that might have gone through a different draft, to be honest, but I still think it's actually a pretty well-crafted script that they actually organized for, of course, this movie, to be honest, and of course, with every bit of dialogue and everything else that I should mention, they're not great, to be honest, but I do think they're pretty good, to say the least, and of course, pretty much every once in a while, there is, of course, a bit of comedy that they actually threw into it, and of course, I did get a little bit of a chuckle, to be honest, well, not a full-on laugh, but yeah, I guess a chuckle is, of course, a closest thing that I can give to, of course, this film's comedy, but hey, I knew this film wanted to take itself extremely serious, and I can't fault it on that, for sure, so yeah, whatever the case, even though it could have been worked out a whole lot more, I still think the writing, of course, this movie is still done pretty well, so yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I might as well go ahead and go on to, of course, the next bit of themes that I need to talk about. Pretty much next up is, of course, the characters right about now. So yeah, what else can I say? I guess if anything, for, of course, this film's characters, to be honest, I do think they are actually pretty good characters, to say the least. Though, granted, I think maybe some of them could have been a whole lot more interesting, or has been given a whole lot more character development, to be honest, but I still think it's actually, I still think they're pretty good characters, nevertheless, and I still do admire the way, of course, what they're trying to do for, of course, what they had to do for sure, so yeah, and I guess if anything, I think, yeah, I think it's nothing much else I can say. I still think the characters, for while I think it could have been done much better, but I still think they're good characters, to say the least. But I will have to say, the actors in, of course, this movie, they did pull off some pretty good performances, to say the least, and every bit of, pretty much a bit of acting challenge, like every single line delivery, and everything else that you should mention. They did give out some pretty good performances, in my opinion, and I really do admire the way what it's trying to do, especially Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. She is still a really great actress, and she did still give out a really great performance in, of course, this movie, on top of course, all the other ones that she actually did in the past by far, so yeah, really do admire the way, of course, what she's done. And yeah, like I said, all the rest of the actors, I have to say, they did pull off some really good performances. Not great, to be honest, but I still think they're pretty good by far. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, plenty, to be honest, so yeah, I guess right about now, pretty much next up, of course, what I need to talk about is, of course, visually, the film actually looks really, really incredible. I just really love the way on how visually this film looks. I think with, of course, every bit of location that they actually showcasing, of course, this movie, and and even the incredible effects right about now. Excuse me, so. Yeah, and even the effects right about now, I do think they're done massively well, and I really love the way on how well it actually looks, and plus, I also really do admire the incredible action in, of course, this movie. I think with, of course, every bit of fight scenes that I've actually seen for a while, I do think I wish there could have been more of that, though I think it might have actually given us half of course, what we were hoping for, but hey, regardless on that, I still think the action in, of course, this movie is still done massively well, and of course, the fight scenes are, of course, done pretty well with, of course, some really great choreography, for sure, so yeah. And of course, not only that, I also really do admire pretty much the incredible cinematography in, of course, this movie, as it is brilliantly well shot, for sure. I think with, of course, everything that's happening around me is, of course, done massively well, and I also really love on how well edited this movie is with, of course, the film's editing. I just really love the way they actually cut up, of course, each and every scene to make it look action-packed, and thankfully it did deliver on that, and I really do admire the way on how well this movie actually turned out. So yeah, and of course, I really do admire on how well composed the music is, as it does help fit the tone for, of course, this movie, and the direction in, of course, this movie. It's not great, to be honest, but I still think it's actually passable, for sure, so yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that. So yeah, I guess with everything that I have to say, that's actually how much I really like this movie right about now. So yeah, like I said, it could have been done a whole lot better, but I still think it's actually pretty good nevertheless. So yeah. All right. Okay, so now that I've actually got that out of the way, yeah, or pretty much of anything, that's actually how much I really like this movie. Though, if I do have any sort of problems with, of course, this movie, there's quite a few, to be honest. First of all, I think I actually find the villain in, of course, this movie, honestly, I think he's just kind of generic and bland, to be honest. Like, of course, there's not much time devoted to him. We don't even know what his evil plan is, nor do I think it would have any sort of connection with, of course, our main character, to be honest. So yeah, maybe I think it could have been done a whole lot better, but yeah, to me, I just don't think the villain, of course, this movie is done pretty well, and plus, I think another thing that actually really bugs me, of course, this movie, they have the tendency to, of course, pretty much, you know the good old-fashioned phrase, show, don't tell, but yeah, well, I guess to be honest, I think this movie kind of went for the other way around, to be honest. Yeah, I think, I guess if anything, I do know exactly what they're talking about, but I think it would have been much better if they just showed all this rather than telling us all about it, for sure. And even if we do, it's just only done through some quick flashbacks, to be honest, and I think, to be honest, I just don't think it actually flows out pretty well, in my opinion. So yeah. And of course, with everything else, I should say, I think I do kind of felt with, of course, with the film's runtime, to be honest, and everything else that I really liked about it, I think it just kind of goes by so fast that you instantly missed it in a blink. So yeah, maybe I think it could have been a whole lot more longer just to help establish everything and get the full idea on, of course, what we're actually going to be in for, But yeah, I guess with everything, I think it did kind of go by too fast, and I just didn't like the way it actually turned out. So yeah, those are actually the main problems with, of course, this movie. But regardless on that, that doesn't hurt my overall thoughts on, of course, this movie. So yeah, I guess overall, I do think Black Widow is actually a pretty good movie, to say the least. Yeah, like I say, it's not really great by all means. Like, I wish it could have been done a whole lot better than what I was hoping for, but hey, regardless on that, I still think it's actually a pretty good movie, nevertheless. I think it's got a really good story, got some really good characters, some really good performances from all the actors. Yeah, I really do admire on how action-packed it is, and it did do the job fine, and of course, giving of course, Black Widow her own solo movie by far, So yeah, that's how much I actually really like this movie right about now, so yeah, I guess if anything, if it's something up your alley and you really want to see what kind of direction they want to go for with, of course, this movie, then by all means, definitely go check this movie out. I say it's actually well worth a couple hours of your time, so yeah, I guess if you're in the mood to, of course, see a really incredible Black Widow movie that does do the job fine, but could have been much better than, of course, what you were hoping for, then definitely give this movie a watch. You can definitely check it out right now on the big screen like I just did, or if you're at the comfort of your own home, then don't worry about a thing. Disney Plus has already got you covered, as it's currently available for streaming, right? But now with Premier Access. So yeah, if you want to see if you do want to see Black Widow at the comfort of your own home, then Disney Plus has already got you covered. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that, and pretty much all I can say on that is grab up your gear and actually fight your way to see this movie for yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give Black Widow, I'll be fair here and give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it's not really great, to be honest, as it is far different than what I was hoping for, but I still think it's a pretty good movie that's well worth your time checking out. So yeah, I guess if anything, definitely go see this movie for yourself. Yeah, and like I said, it has been a long time coming, and even though we have officially started it earlier this year, I think it's actually a really great way to kickstart the movie side of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for, of course, this thoughts video. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen Black Widow and what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how it can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, if you want to show your support for me and see some sneak peeks to some videos that I actually got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget, then go ahead and support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Ackleyattack447's with, of course, well, I didn't need to show it in text, but the link to my Patreon is down in the description box below, as well as all the other links when I mention my social media sites, but that's beside the point. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to, of course, subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and oh man, it finally feels great to finally talk about this movie now that it's officially out, and phew, I guess those 2 years of waiting has really paid off pretty well, even despite the massive struggles right now. But hey, I guess if anything, speaking of what I said about the MCU, am I going to talk about Loki next? Actually, yes, to be honest, I think I'm currently finishing up on, of course, watching Loki right about now, so once I finish up watching that show, I'll definitely put out a thoughts video on that, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But I guess until then, I definitely need to think long and hard on, of course, the next movie that I need to go see. And with, of course, the next one that's going to be coming out in theaters, let's just say, I think I'm in the mood to actually see the Looney Tunes play some basketball. I'll definitely leave you on that hint right about now. So yeah, I guess until I actually talk about that film, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.